So Air.ai has been a huge topic of conversation within my own business, both of them. One is a real estate investing business, and the other one is a real estate investing education business. And of course, those two go hand in hand when we talk about marketing, and everybody's talking about AI marketing and how to use it. Obviously, there's more to AI marketing than just leveraging cold calling or conversational AI and voice for natural language processing. But I wanted to review what has been really a firestorm of attention in my feeds in Instagram and Facebook, and a lot of feedback on some of the videos that I've already posted about Air.ai, to kind of just say, hey, before you decide whether or not you're going to use it, you should watch this video. I'm going to share answers to a lot of common questions that you're probably wondering about as well. So stay tuned. This is obviously live, so bear with me in some pauses, but what we're going to do is get into just first and foremost letting you know that when we talk about Air.ai and your use case, that's one of the most important things to consider. If you have heard about regulation when it comes to AI cold calling being seen as robocalls from the FCC, you're not alone. This is also attached to and having people ask the question, should I even bother with it? I'm going to just tell you a spoiler before I get into more detail about it. No, you shouldn't be too concerned, because it all depends on how you use this conversational AI, specifically with Air.ai. Now, you might also be wondering, are there any competitors? Are there any competitors of Air.ai? In the United States, there's an anti-monopoly rules and regulations and all that. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit as well. And jumping right into it, I wanted to share that law with you, or that legislation, I should say. And I'm going to paste into the comments, the chats here live, a link directly to the document that I'm referring to, which is from the FCC. And I'll also share my screen to just show this with you as kind of a preface to what we're talking about. That is the deregulatory ruling, February 8th. We even did a video about this, the FCC 24-17. This is really, really boring. So instead of just like harping on that, showing and sharing that screen to go through every little detail, I'll give you a quick background on what it is, so you don't have to go and watch that other hour-long video that I already did about it. And that is just to say that it's basically treating the cold calling aspect of utilizing conversational AI as robocalls, and it will lump in all of the fines and the fees and the jurisdiction that's regulated in that area to have to, for you as a business, be subject to those regulations. So I would recommend not necessarily using conversational AI as a cold calling niche, but what you can do instead, and this is what we had to do as an AI automation agency, as an educator, where we focus on marketing and how to generate leads in a business. We focus on real estate, of course, but at the end of the day, everything is the same. If your business isn't marketing, you're not in business, or at least you won't be for very long, because that's the foundation of any business. And AI makes that a lot easier in some respects. And of course, just like when text message marketing was big, there were regulations. And now that regulations are in place, a lot of people ran for the hills, so to speak. And I always say, when you see everybody run for the hills, run for the valley, and vice versa. So with this AI marketing, you can still leverage this platform, because consider this. Is lead nurturing still part of marketing? We've used text message marketing, and in that, how this is relevant, I will definitely get to. It's that when we use text message marketing, we kept it in the platform that we used, and it being the prospect that wasn't a lead yet, and we nurtured it with automated follow-ups, AI, and this has been utilized in a couple different platforms. For those of you in real estate, you might want to hear about this, and I'll leave links to these things in the description. One in particular was Creative REI Reply. They had AI that was integrated into it. We still use it. We just have a human being check in on it every once in a while. And the initial outreach was the cold call parallel here for AI cold calling. It was AI cold outreach with text message marketing. And then we use the AI to continue to follow up. In the same way, we discovered that as we started before this regulation was in place, making cold calls with AI, specifically Air.ai, leveraging their conversational AI, we got a good result in some respects, and that's one of the things that I wanted to let you know, that before you use the Air.ai platform for marketing, whether you're going to decide to say, hey, I know that there's value in this, so it's worth taking the risk to actually use the cold calling function, because technically you can do that. Nobody's going to stop you. Just be careful. You want to be able to make sure that your list is the proper type of list. Now, I know most people are going to say, I don't want to hear about this, lists, curation, and all that. That's okay. You should, though. If you're serious about your business, make sure you target the right list, because I lost a lot of money in terms of the marketing campaign that I initiated utilizing Air.ai as a platform, even after having seen success utilizing Air.ai for cold calling, again, before the regulation. And it sucked. Nobody wants to lose a bunch of money in that way. And this is why I did lose money. And that's because I took a lot of leads that were old, kind of retargeted lists that had been pounded to the ground. And it was almost 500,000. And I know that's a big number, but I took it and I uploaded it into this new CRM that we created so that we could utilize Air.ai a little bit better. And it flopped. I got a lot of money that was spent from the platform we built it on, which was Go High Level. I got a lot of charges from the usage time for Air.ai, and I'll get into a little bit about what I like and don't like about that. But it just cost me more money and didn't generate the best result. However, before and after this huge mistake that cost me a lot of money, not really getting specific and creative with the lists that I was targeting and niching down with fresh data, when I did that before and after, it created a positive result. You may or may not have seen a video where I go into more detail about that on our channel, which with our real estate investing mastermind group, just sharing this stuff. And I recorded it and said, hey guys, I got to put this out there because this is really good stuff. And just in case you haven't seen it, it looks like this. Go check it out if you want more info about it. It basically says the worst calls that generated over $275,000. And that's in lead volume, right? The quality of that lead, looking at the potential net profit after analyzing all of those leads that were generated would be $275,000. Now, full disclosure, we didn't close every single one of those because that's just not the way it works. You can get value in the prospects that become leads into your business that have $1 million in value. But if you can't close 100% of them, you didn't make $1 million. But that probably goes without saying. But for those of you who see that, it's not that we profited $275, although we did close over about $100K of it. So $100,000 cold calling with AI, not bad. And we're going to continue to do that in terms of leveraging a platform in a little bit of a different way. So make sure that you actually curate the proper lists before you start using any conversational AI platform that's going to communicate with voice. Now, here's the kicker. For those of you who are sticking around, I appreciate it because you're going to learn something that took me 9-10 months to learn, and it cost me a lot of money, even more than just that opportunity cost lost with that big list. And it's this: I had a lot of faith and a lot of stock into Air.ai. In fact, I was one of the license holders kind of early on, not the beginning, not the very first, but towards the beginning. And I got a license. And if you guys know anything about the marketing they did with Air.ai to promote their service, and they got investors, ostensibly, that's what we are, to get, hey, use my link and we'll get 3 cents on every, or 10 cents on every minute that your people you sign up use. I believed a lot of stuff. They're a decent company. I don't think they were trying to be unscrupulous, but there were a lot of changes that they said we'll implement, but they never came. And some of them eventually, when they did, were a little bit lackluster. And that's not for me to trash Air.ai. They're doing the best they can. But as a business owner who literally used to do done-for-you marketing for real estate investors, knowing how much effort and energy and time and money is spent on marketing in general to keep your business even just afloat, to break even, and to profit, you got to put in a lot of work, and you got to have a lot of belief in the process that you are implementing for marketing. Because, yeah, you could hear something from a guru that worked 10 years ago, Not to say direct mail doesn't, but it doesn't work as well in some respects. Again, it's about the list. And if you put all your eggs in that basket, well, you're not going to be in business very long. It's going to be very discouraging to you. So what I don't want is for that to be the result for you. So I will share with you what I had to do in terms of utilizing Air.ai. I realized the platform wasn't very user-friendly to manage leads. And yes, you can API direct connect it to any CRM that you use for the most part, using like Zapier, which isn't necessarily a direct connect, or other platforms like that. But I didn't want to mess with third-party integrations. Go High Level is the platform that I decided to use, and I decided to build it and manage my leads within Go High Level. While at the same time, in my real estate investing business, we use something completely different. It's called Turnkey CRM. We used to use Forefront CRM, and I share that with you because if you're in real estate investing and you're looking for a way to make sure your leads don't slip through the cracks, regardless of what marketing you're using, you should check them out. Now, I'll put links in the description to those if you want to check them out. Do that later. But for the purpose of leveraging AI for your marketing, what we discovered after that regulation was we don't want to get ourselves in any sort of hot water. We know this works in terms of marketing with text messages, right? We can cold outreach with text messages within compliance, ostensibly, and we can still create efficiencies by following up with those same prospects who expressed interest in hearing an offer on our property. This works the same with a product or a service in any business that you might have. So instead of us with our own time, effort, and energy, or somebody we hire to pick up the phone and call that prospect that now is a lead, this is no longer a cold outreach. You can still, to scale, utilize the conversational AI within Air.ai or another competing platform that we've been tying in as we've built out our own platform to really manage this process better. That is marketing and lead management, because you can market and then you could not manage your leads, and that's not going to matter at all. While at the same time, I did say marketing is the foundation of your business. If you're not doing it, you won't be in business for long. You got to make sure you nurture your leads properly. So using AI to nurture your leads is huge. Text messages, you could easily, and now natively in Go High Level, which is the platform that we built our CRM off of, you can utilize their AI for conversations. It's not as good, but we've done it before and we've built a little improvements on it. But use that, whether it's your own or whether you want to check out what we built. And I'm not going to say what it is because I'm not trying to promote that. I just want y'all to realize that if you are utilizing AI for cold calling, Air.ai, you might be shooting yourself in the foot, even if you get a good result. So I wouldn't recommend necessarily using it for cold calling just because of the regulations. And the way around that, obviously, to my recommendation would be to use it as a follow-up. And let me just tell you this. If you're thinking, well, I could use text messaging or any other marketing method and use this for follow-up, but I don't have a lot of leads to follow up with. Maybe you do. Here's how it worked the best for us and continues to do so. I'll give you an example. And this is a story. It's a true story. We even did a case study on a $250,000 deal. It turned into us a $220,000 deal. We gave $10,000 to the agent, and this was a wholesale deal. We text messaged this person, and they said no. For almost a year, they said no. I don't want to have anything to do with, and then we put them in a follow-up sequence. And then over a year later, we finally got that property under contract, and long story short, we made $220,000 cash in our pocket from this wholesale deal that most investors, and this isn't a slight, okay, I've been here, most investors would say, dead lead it. This isn't a lead for us at all. So maybe that's you. And if it is, and if it has been you, comment, let me know. I'm happy to even get on a one-on-one with you to tell you a little bit more context around how we were able to monetize off that. But what we used in that instance was we were using launch control for texting, and we automated the follow-up sequences. And then we put them in Forefront, and we automated the follow-up sequences. Do that. This is the same thing you can do with conversational AI. Now, I don't know if you've heard the new voices. I'm not going to play them for you right now, and I might not play them for you in this video because we have extensive content about that. But now they sound pretty indistinguishable from a human voice, and it's not Air.ai that I'm talking about. It's not Air.ai. It's another platform that now has 11 different languages spoken. And this is part of the point I wanted to address, that not only should you consider not necessarily cold calling blind to lists of prospects that you've never interacted with, yet leveraging AI in this conversational way, Air.ai or otherwise, but you should also know that there is a different platform, and we've integrated it inside of the AIcoldcallers.com platform. And it is like $15,000 to sign up. So I know that's going to turn a lot of people off, but that is for an agency, for an AI automation agency. And I did tag AI automation agency owners for this video so that they can hear about this. And I'll share that information with you guys one-on-one. If you want to just comment, say, hey, let me know about that, and we'll jump on. But it might not be relevant for most of the audience watching, because most of you guys are business owners in the real estate investing industry or the solar industry. So I don't want to bloviate on that, because that's not relevant for you. So if you do want to know more about that, let me know, and we'll get on a one-on-one. I'll talk to you about it. But at the end of the day, if you're hearing these voices of the past, they've gotten even better in just the genesis of this conversational AI technology. So as we're leveraging Air.ai and this other conversational AI platform that speaks 11 different languages and multiple dialects with over 125 different AI voices, that's a stark comparison, like huge contrast between Air.ai's 7 voices and the 125 voices, if it were just the voices alone. So these are just things to consider before going full bore with Air.ai. If you're going to use it, use it. It's cool. It's great. We've obviously made money using it, leveraging not just the cold calling, but follow-up sequences. And I also have faith that if you're using Air.ai and you continue to use it, they're going to get better. Competition will drive them, as word gets out about other platforms, to improve their processes and expedite that. Remember I said in the beginning of this video, one thing that was really kind of just a buzzkill for us with the excitement that was surrounding Air.ai is that they legit, like, they would say, I would ask as an agency owner, like, when are we going to roll this out? I have clients that are signed up that I am servicing and providing the service to that are asking me, and I'm sitting there like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I can't create it. I don't have the smarts to do this ground up build of conversational AI. And they would say, 2 weeks, don't worry about it. And then 2 weeks comes and it goes, and we're like, hey. So to their credit, guys, again, I'm not trying to bash Air.ai. I just want to say that as a business owner, and you as a business owner, you get it. Dude, if you've ever started your own company, there's a grind that you got to get on, right? And things don't always go the way it's planned. So it doesn't change the fact that it had me having egg on my face. So we decided to make a little bit of a shift to 50% of our platform at AIcoldcallers.com, which is really the Made Easy CRM. We were implementing Air.ai and the functionality therein. And you guys can do the same thing, especially if you're looking to build an AI automation agency for yourself. So all that said, I wanted to share that context, and there are a couple questions specifically on other videos that I had mentioned that have come in over the last couple weeks, and I haven't even been on a live in the last couple weeks. Just personal stuff going crazy, man. Kids, snow, school closures, wife out of town, and I've been playing dad and mom, and it's been really fun but really exhausting. So forgive me for those of you who like to tune in regularly. Now, what I've done is pulled up those questions so that I can go through them with you, because they're really germane to our conversation, really germane to this topic. So one came in literally 49 minutes ago by Tristan Finley that says, and I'll share, briefly share my screen with you. This one's 49 minutes ago, that says, hey, can you guys help me set up my Air.ai bot? The answer is yes, Tristan. So just hit us up, and I'm going to, as I always do, share this link as a response to your comment. So if you guys ever have any questions, this is speaking to you who are tuning in live and watching the replay, drop them in the comment section. I will respond to them. I definitely do my best to do that. And usually I just like to do it live. And that's why I'm always down to get on a one-on-one, right, with you guys. So the answer short is yes. Now, Jesse says a day ago, can Air speak French where I live? There's a huge gap that's in dire need of being filled, but 100% of the leads speak French. Dude, you're going to love this, okay? The answer is no, but why will you love it? Look, for you in particular, Jesse, as I'm responding to you right now live, I'm responding to your question live. The platform that we have switched over to gives us the ability to do that. AIcoldcallers.com, it will then eventually forward to Made Easy CRM, right? Where we'll see that. And it's basically the same thing, except it opens up what I mentioned before. So Jesse, if you're watching this, you're tuning in, you may have already heard it, but if not, go back earlier in this video to listen to the explanation about the platform having 125 voices, 11 different languages. French is one of them. So I think that's totally cool, man. Like, this came from one language and now Spanish. If you listen to the AI Spanish inside of Air.ai, it is kind of really fast. They kind of sound like they're a mix between Chile or Peru. And I know there's a big difference, guys. Okay, so just so you know, but as far as the Castilian type Spanish that they speak, with a mix of Dominican Republic, like on hyper speed, they're like, "Vámonos al supermercado de Vons, comprar muchas cosas." Like it goes crazy, I think. So that's Air.ai. And I'm sure they'll improve it, but this other platform is actually really good, and they speak French, and they have different modes, and you can change the intonation, you can change the speed, you can change the kind of the emotion of the AI as well. So there's all those toggles, which is pretty cool, because if you have a probate list in the real estate investing space, or call somebody, you don't want to be like with your AI, "Hey, I'm calling to buy your house at 123 Main Street. I'm sure everything's great and you're having a wonderful day." You probably want to approach it a little bit differently, in more of kind of a somber tone, more of but or not. I got a buddy on the East Coast who is like, when I call probate leads, I just say, "Hey man, I want to buy this house. Are you ready to sell it? Are you able to?" That's it. So he doesn't care, which is fine. That's one approach, and it works for him. Others do it differently. Okay, so Ricardo says, "Hi Christian, I'm trying to use Air.ai here in Brazil, but there is nothing in Portuguese. I have some aesthetic clinics." I think that's what that says. "Really need to use it for lead contacts, sales, supporter, etc." Okay, so your main question, really good question. Does Air.ai speak Portuguese? Not at this moment, but again, the Made Easy CRM, AIcoldcallers.com will. So I'm just gonna, again, I'm really not trying to promote that, but it definitely does do it. So you guys should check it out if you want to. All right, so I'm answering your question live. Now there's another question here that's also relevant, and I'm only going to go through the Air.ai questions. I'm not going to touch on the other ones. I'll do a different live on that. Would AI cold calling business be illegal because registered numbers? That is. So I don't know about if it has anything to do with registered numbers. It's because they're robocalls, Benjamin. So I'm going to message him right now. I'm answering your question live. I should probably just copy and paste this, huh? Live. So it's not about that. It's about the fact that they're now categorized as robocalls. So use it as lead management. That is my advice to you. So if you got anything out of this video so far, what I would highly recommend is that use Air.ai, use AIcoldcallers.com, whatever you're going to use. The Made Easy CRM doesn't matter, but how you use it is more important. Make sure that the lists you're targeting are really good lists. We have a lot of training on how to curate data. We use Property Radar for all of our lists, and this is super important. You don't have to be in the real estate niche. You could be in the solar niche. You could be in commercial real estate, residential real estate. You could be a business, mom and pop shop, liquor store on the corner. You could be Hobby Lobby. I'm just throwing out names. Leveraging that is going to just like over 250 characteristics by which to search to leverage their data sets of homeowners, so you can target them with your marketing campaigns. And I'll leave a link in the description or whatever to everything I've talked about. So at the end of the day, that's the first thing you have to do, no matter really what marketing campaign you're using. It doesn't matter if it's AI cold calling or AI lead management. And then the second one is, do stick to the follow-up sequences utilizing this conversational AI, right? The way in which we talked about it in this video, that is the answer to the question, that right here, the Air AI breaking news. What what we talked about and what we did was we said, hey, any script, if you decide that what you're going to do is cold call, you have to include in that script, like in the beginning for this bot, it has to say something like, hey, this is, Ben reaching out to you about your interest that you expressed in 123 Main Street. Now, I keep getting on YouTube, as I use YouTube a lot to watch content as well. And I keep getting this ad at the beginning of every video. I'll sit down with my wife last night watching it, and this ad comes up and it says, thanks for expressing your interest in Anytime Fitness. Your goal of blah, blah, blah starts here. And I was like, babe, did you sign up? Did you express interest? She's like, no, I didn't. We're the only ones in our house who are utilizing that anyway. I mean, technically our kids are, but they're, 2 years old and almost a year old, so they didn't touch it. So doing it that way, and that makes me think like, did I do want to get in better shape, but that would be the workaround. If you decide what you're going to do is do the cold calling, I can't speak to the consequences, but it's all up to you, right? We're still going to text message market. We're going to do our best to be in compliance. We're still going to be utilizing AI, conversational AI, and we're still going to use the Air.ai platform. We're hopeful that it's going to improve even further while we're continuing to leverage others. So if you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section below. I really appreciate your feedback. If I don't like asking for thumbs up, dudes, but if you want to thumbs up it, do that. It'll really help get this message out so that people don't wind up in trouble utilizing AI cold calling and getting slapped with huge fines. So get that out there. Work with me. If you have any questions, I love to engage with you guys. Again, together, we're going to make real estate investing easy. So we'll see you on the next one. Peace.